All right, so you're watching Breakfast Central. It's a Monday. Let's go straight to our top story from Nigeria. Now, the Police Service Commission has suspended the Super Cop Abba Kyari from office as a Deputy Commissioner of Police and Head of Intelligence Response Team. Now, Kyari's suspension is based on the recommendation of the Inspector General of Police, that's Usman Baba.
Now, the police chief recommended the suspension as a temporary measure while the police investigate Kyari's relationship with popular fraudster Raymond Abbas, popularly known as Hush Puppy. Now, the highly decorated officer was indicted by a U.S. court as a conspirator in a $1.1 million fraud deal against a Qatari businessman. Now, to discuss this suspension proper, let's bring in security analyst Dennis Ameh. Good morning, Dennis, and welcome to the program.
Good morning.
Morning, then it's good to have you back on the program. Now, the police service in a statement released yesterday by its spokesperson, Ikechukwu, and he said that Kyari is relieved of all his duties pending the outcome of the investigation in respect to his indictment by the FBI and the investigations out there in the U.S. Now, what's the view on this suspension? Do you think the police are perhaps saving face here?
No, it's not a matter of saving face. Thank you for having me anyway this morning. They are actually carrying out their lawful duty. You know, law enforcement should be seen to be done, not just be mouthing it. So what the Inspector General of Police have done is very good, so that everybody knows that no matter whose ox is God, even if the person is a high-ranking police officer, you know, when you go against the law, is still at the allegation level whereby they will investigate and find out if he's culpable.
Right. Now, Ameh, your argument, that the United States should even allow Abba Kyari be tried in Nigeria instead of being indicted to the U.S. Now, what do you think the FBI is so keen on in this case, especially with allegations that he might not be the only person involved in this particular case?
Well, the thing is that the FBI themselves cannot just take him out and then start investigating it that way. You know, they have done their homework already. And most of the facts that they are looking for, they already have. But they have to follow the due process. And the due process is that for a serving officer, you just don't give him out. Even in Nigeria, if he's culpable in any kind of crime, he will be first tried within the police system. And then if he's found guilty, then he will be taken to court and even go to jail. But for now, there is an in-house investigation that has to be carried out.
All right, Dennis Ameh. So in-house investigation going on within the police. Abba Kyari steps aside while that investigation carries on. We know that he released a statement last week on his social media Instagram page. Tell us what that move has really done in this case. Because you look at Abba Kyari's social media post and what he wrote, and you read the indictments from the FBI, and you're asking, wow, at ill and odds there.
He went ahead to his Instagram page and then wrote some things. I think it was an initial reaction. People will always try to defend themselves, or even anybody that has committed something will always say, I am innocent, until the facts are brought in front of them. So I think it's something that will follow due process.
But Dennis, to really hamper on that point, from his statements, even if we want to discard the whole quite extensive FBI pages of indictment, from his statement, he does really put holes about having a relationship with Hush Puppy, so to speak, a high-ranking officer, such a relationship with,
yes.
you know?
Yes. You see, the thing is this. You know, in Nigeria, I'll tell you this, many either criminally minded people always try to befriend law enforcement officers because they believe that when they run into trouble, these law enforcement officers will either save them or cover them up somehow or make things easy for them. So, of course, the facts are there so that it's very difficult to to deny. But you can see that he was trying to make up a story that Hush Puppy liked his native dress and he wanted to buy some of them with a cap and everything. Hush Puppy does not wear native. I've not seen him anywhere he wears native. So if that's the story that he's trying to put forward, at least it shows that there was an exchange of money between Hush Puppy and himself. So
but Ameh, just trying to play devil's advocate here, just because we haven't seen those pictures of him wearing native on social media, probably doesn't really conclude, we can't really conclude that he doesn't wear native attire. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate. I mean, let's not forget that social media is a lifestyle that we tend to show. We only show what we want to show the world. We can as well keep certain information and images away from the world. A lot of times, those pictures and videos are not even real time.
I agree. That does not mean that, what's his name? Hush Puppy does not have native dresses. But the important point there is that there was an exchange of money.
Right. Or there is a relationship
of some sort.
Yes, there is a relationship and there is an exchange of money where money was sent to him. The amount might be played down, but I believe strongly that, it's not just the 300,000 naira. Is it 300,000 naira that...
right, 300,000 naira. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
All right, so now, Dennis Ameh, now looking at the conversation, because the conversation between Kyari and Hush Puppy has been released. I mean, it's out there, and a lot of people have seen the conversation and what went on between Hush Puppy and Abba Kyari. Now, this is bringing a lot of people to a certain level of confidence, especially when it comes to the security system in Nigeria. Especially, just as you said, a lot of high-profile Nigerians want to be friends with security agencies or people in the security force in the country. What does this mean for the security system in Nigeria if a super cop, someone who has been decorated multiple times, has been applauded by Nigerians, and even the president himself is involved in a high-profile, do we call this a criminal case at this point? What does this say about the security system in Nigeria?
Well, it is a situation where I am personally very pained because I met him a couple of times and I was very impressed with him, and I told him that he's doing a good job. And to hear this was really sad for me because, he must have been very, very careless, or should I say, he didn't take a serious discretion in dealing with this. Besides Hush Puppy, I've seen him with some other questionable characters in Nigeria, having parties. He goes and attend parties and stuff like that. I think he forgot that being a top-ranking officer, people are watching, and then, of course, it has come to the level where he's being accused and he has to now go ahead and start defending himself. But let us note also that when things like this happen, it's a common thing internationally. I can tell you, the security system you're talking about, not only in Nigeria, there are top spies that have been caught, Russian spies, American spies working for Russia, Russian spies working for, the UK, and they've been arrested and tried. In some cases, they have to extradite them. In some cases, they run away to a foreign country and they live there forever. And so this is a situation that happens everywhere. Law enforcement is not just an ordinary job or security job, so to say. There are very, very tight ropes that you have to walk through, and if you don't take care, it might pull you down.
All right, Dennis, before we let you go, we're talking about perception of law enforcement here in Nigeria. How will this negative story really impact on local international community, looking at the level of corruption fight and insurgency we have in Nigeria, and you look again and you look at Hush Puppy and Abba Kyari, our top cop and our top fraudster internationally, well as allegedly right now, having such tete-a-tete?
Like I said earlier, it is not a situation where any foreign country will laugh at Nigeria and say, "Oh, you have, see your top cop." In fact, I saw a video of a Nigerian who lives here in the United States, who was saying that Nigeria top cop, who is the best Nigerian policeman, has come to be the worst example of what a policeman should be. But they keep on forgetting that, the police system itself, remember, they are law enforcement and they deal with human beings, and bribery and corruption, it happens everywhere in the world. It happens everywhere in the world. And of course, like I mentioned earlier, spies. What are the motivators for spies to work? Can you imagine an American, working for Russia? What is the motivator? Money. And that is what happens all over the world. These spies will continue operating until they hunt them down and then expose them. And then people will say, "Oh, wonderful, this happened. We don't know." We've had a situation where Americans have planted a spy in Russia who went to be the second topmost person in the KGB. So these things do happen. But it's sad that at least in our days we are coming to see somebody that has at least done so well for the Nigerian police to go down so badly. We still wait for the outcome of all the investigations that are going to be carried out.
All right, security analyst Dennis Amakri joining us live all the way from the US this morning on Breakfast. Thank you very much for your time again, sir, on Breakfast.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
Still more top stories right here on Breakfast Central.